Just minutes ago, President Obama approved a disaster declaration for West Virginia. 9 counties are dealing with a chemical spill. It contaminated the water supply. Up to 300,000 people are being told not to touch the tap water.
Chemical which is used to process coal leaked near the biggest water treatment plant in the state.
The Department of Environmental Protection is still trying to figure out how that hole got there and exactly how much of the material has leaked out. Some reports have said as much as 5,000 gallons has leaked into the water.
Everybody's wanting water. There is no water, and that brings concern.
Don't brush your teeth with it. Don't wash with it. Don't shower with it. Don't drink it. You can't just boil it.
Governor Tomlin said the recent chemical spill is not the fault of the coal industry.
This was not a coal company. This was a chemical supplier that where the leak occurred. You know, as far as I know, there was no coal mines within miles of this particular incident.
Some of the symptoms that are involved in this or that authorities are warning residents of is burning throat, itching hands and arms and skin, and a lot of other symptoms that are just really scary to begin with.
For the 7th night in a row, more than 100,000 people still can't drink their tap water.
The question, when will this problem be fixed?
And it was on Twitter. I just checked briefly, and there was a proclamation from Governor Tomlin that said, do not use the water in Charleston.
And it quickly became clear this was not a boil water advisory. This was something much more serious.
You know, I don't think anyone had any clue what was going on.
What the chemical spill taught us is that water is extremely valuable, and we just often take it for granted because we have so much of it.
This was a chemical that we knew about and had been a part of the coal industry and the cleaning process for a number of years, but had not been studied very extensively. So we didn't have a lot of information from the scientific community to start with to know, what are the effects? What are the potential hazards? What should we be telling people? And not just as the media, but what should the Department of Public Health be telling people? What should the water company be telling people? It was a mess. I was lucky. I had water. But that meant I was sort of ground zero for people who needed showers, who needed to fill up water bottles, for people who just kind of wanted a place where they could get away from the no water situation wherever they were and feel a sense of normalcy for a little bit.
Water is a prevalent feature in the state of West Virginia, and we have to be protective of that water. I mean, we have to be protective of that water because so much of our state, so much of our businesses, our economy depends on it. It is not just people who care about the environment. They care about the environment because of its value to the people that live here.
In Charleston, I got a sense of uneasiness, to begin with, because most people understood that it was going to be a while before this really had any sort of conclusion.
The first 3 days after the spill, people were coming to work unshowered, basically cleaning up as best you could with like baby wipes or some sort of whatever towels you had laying around that you could clean yourself with.
Our newsroom became home for our staff. We didn't have water in our newsroom, so we were trucking in, bottled water where we could get it. We had people sleeping in their sleeping bags. People were working long shifts.
To find water, we were fortunate that we have relatives in the area that are on wells, so we could go and shower anytime that we wanted or fill up our jugs anytime that we wanted.
I distinctly remember when the do not use bans were lifted, people were able to flush their pipes. There were all these residual questions. Will any of the MCHM stay in my pipes? Will it cling to the metal? What about my hot water heater? No matter how many times we would explain the process as it had been explained to us, viewers weren't believing what they were hearing and what they were seeing.
When the all clear was called, we were pretty early adopters in trusting the water system again. We felt that flushing was going to sufficiently get it out of our pipes in the short term. And we still noticed things. The first shower that I took after everything had been flushed, my skin did feel a little raw would probably be the best way to put it. I mean, not bad, but definitely you could tell there was a little something not right. And the soap didn't rinse properly. You know, we don't have really hard water in Charleston, and when it took me a considerable amount of time to get all of the shampoo out of my hair, we thought, well, maybe we should wait a couple more days.
Now, moving into the future, there is no question that the value of water will only go up. And that's true everywhere. So everywhere the value of water will continue to go up as we continue to pollute waterways and as we continue to have increased demand for that water.
We talk so much in West Virginia about wanting to attract outside people to come in and locate here. And a fundamental aspect of that is being able to say that our critical systems are modern and reliable.